There we go. Hey guys, welcome to our workshop. I think we're streaming live here. We've got Eliza, who you guys have been hearing about. Let me double check. There we go. Okay, we should be. Oh, they were doing it live twice. Okay, hi guys. Okay, so we're finally here. Welcome. I've been having issues with YouTube and trying to get it to go live. So if you guys were on my last workshop, you know that I couldn't get the PowerPoint to play. And we're having that trouble again today. So
I'm no help at all.
And she's no help. So, so I'm going to send you guys a replay of the slideshow so that you guys can look through all the slides later. It's going to have all the information. Like when we're talking about the Stress Away oil, it's going to give you information there. So I'll send you guys out the slides with all the information so that you guys can have all that later. So don't worry too much about trying to take all the notes. We're going to have them for you. I'm super bummed the PowerPoint's not working. But at this point, we just got to get on and start all of the fabulous teaching that Eliza's got for you. So welcome, you guys. We have so many people on. So go ahead and post like where you guys are tuning in from. I always love seeing where you are all around the world. Janet said, Progestins Plus and Endoflex helped me a lot postpartum. Now I'm 9 months pregnant again and desperately needing to balance hormones once I give birth. Excited to hear your research on this. Awesome. Well, you're one step ahead because you know a couple of the things that we're gonna be sharing. So awesome. So we've got people from Texas tuning in, Maine. That's awesome. Washington. I know we're going to have a ton of people replay watching that are from New Zealand and Australia. And you guys, it's the middle of the night for you guys. So I know a lot of you are jumping on this replay later. So welcome. We've got Georgia, Virginia, Indiana, another Georgia, Arizona, Canada. That's awesome. We've got Canada. Okay. So who else is on that's international? Because I think New York. There's a few. There's another Ontario, Colorado. So we got a lot of the United States here on the live one. So welcome. I'm so excited. Okay. So this is my friend Eliza.
Hi.
She's awesome.
I'm so excited. Like beyond excited. I was still doing research, not while driving, because that would be unsafe. So
once you got here.
Yeah.
So we've been doing a ton of research on just women's hormones, and it's something that we've both struggled with and had to learn how to balance ourselves. And it's been a long journey. Has it been a long journey for you? Yeah. And I still feel like every day, like we were just talking about a different oil yesterday.
Yeah.
That I was
this morning I literally just made myself a new one that I'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just keep adding one more thing. You know, start small. And
we go through different seasons. Like I feel like I really corrected a lot of the issues I had. And then I might go into something else where then I'm like, oh, now I'm not sleeping well. Or like we go back and forth in seasons where we just got to be, I don't know, listening to our bodies, I guess.
For sure.
And correcting and I don't know, but we have so much fun stuff to cover today. So much stuff.
And we are going to try to keep it like fairly easy to understand and basic.
Yeah.
But if there are some of you that really like the sciencey side, I know like I do a lot on my Instagram that is more sciencey. You can ask Jami more sciencey questions and we can kind of get back to you. But we are going to try to keep it like pretty like understandable and simple.
Practical. That's what I want.
We are really practical. But I know there are some science nerds out there like me. So if you want some of that, let me know.
Well, and we have the private Facebook group called Crafting a Healthy Home that you guys, everybody's welcome to come join. And you can ask more specific questions. Eliza's in there, so you can tag her to answer your questions. So just be aware of that as we're going through it. The second announcement, we're going to dive right into this in just a second. The second thing is that I forgot to bring it, but I'm giving away a diffuser. I can pull up a picture. I forgot to bring it.
A picture.
You did? Okay, so pull up a picture. So I'm going to be giving away a diffuser live on this workshop. So we're going to do the training, and then this is the diffuser, if you can see. It is beautiful. It has all these different color settings. So I have two of them. So we're going to be giving away one of those at the end of the workshop. So stay through to the end. People watching live, we're going to give one of those away, which I'm really excited about. And then we're going to do a Q&A section at the end. So you can ask your questions in here, but then save them till the end and we'll kind of loop back because I don't want us to get too distracted jumping around to 50 different topics.
And we may be answering that.
As we're going through. So
my Instagram is at nurses_naturally.
And I can put that. I'm going to send it.
Asking, so
I'm gonna put I'm gonna do a follow-up email today, and I'll include a lot of this stuff. So I'll put her handle, and I'll put our Facebook group and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I don't usually have two people on here with me. I'm like all excited. Usually it's just me talking to the camera. Okay, so we're gonna dive in now because we have so much stuff to cover. So I'm gonna pull up our notes
so that we can see.
We can see.
And you can't see.
And I will be emailing it out to you guys today, though. Okay, so Eliza, we're going to be talking today about naturally balancing women's hormones. We're going to be talking about thyroid, adrenal fatigue, hormonal imbalances, sleep, stress, and then what are some simple steps that we can use to start working on these things.
Yeah, we want you guys to walk away with like, this is what I'm going, just tangible steps. Yeah, as we go.
Okay, so we're going to dive in. I'm going to pull up the chat so that I can make sure I'm watching everything. But you can go through the notes right here. And so I'm going to let Eliza kind of jump in. Why don't you introduce yourself, your family a little bit, and then let's get into it.
Okay, so I'm Eliza. I'm actually a labor delivery nurse. I've been a nurse for 12 years. Women's health is my passion. And it's funny how just as life goes on, how that evolves. And I feel like the Lord has given me specific things, struggles particularly, that have just taken me one step further into women's health and then given me just more and more, just stirred that passion. So I'm really excited to be here. These are my kiddos. That's my husband, Joe. He's also a nurse, actually. So
I can't see it yet.
Oh, those, when you see it later,
yes.
Those will be my kiddos. And my husband.
You'll see how powerful eventually.
He's a nurse also. So our house is just, and my poor kids have very strange conversations over meals. But I have 4 boys and a girl, just like Jami. My boys are 10, 8, 6, and my baby who's 1, and then my daughter is 3, and she rules the roost. So,
yes, I understand.
Anyways, okay, so you know what? As I've been doing these studies, it was funny because I actually try to separate things out. I try to do like, okay, let me look up thyroid, let me look up adrenals, let me look up sleep issues, let me look up energy. And I literally could not separate them out. But I feel like as a culture, we separate things out. We go to the doctor and we say, I have stomach issues, I can't sleep at night, and I'm always tired. And they say, oh, stomach issues, maybe we should try Tums. Oh, you can't sleep, that's weird, maybe we should try. And we separate these symptoms out and diagnose them and try to treat them and cover them up. But what it really is saying, like our body, I have to look down at my notes so I don't miss something, but our bodies fight so hard for balance. It's called homeostasis. And we want everything to be just so, and our bodies fight really hard for that. So when we can't maintain that balance, that's when these symptoms start to pop up. It's our body's way of telling us that it can't maintain its own balance anymore, that we need to help it. So that's kind of how we're approaching this. We're approaching it from like this broader view of overall, how are these things all connected, and how can we support each system as we allow our bodies to come back into balance. So that's where our oils come in. That's where our supplements come in, because we're helping our body to do what it's made to do. And that's what I really love about this. But so hormones are not isolated to our cycle. What they do, they function in every aspect. They are part of our sleep. They're part of our digestion. They're part of just every part of our body. So we can't separate them out. We have to balance them naturally. So I was looking for a quiz that is super simple to take. You guys can't see this. Okay, it's www.drmariza, drmariza.com/hormone quiz. And I really like this because it's a couple of questions, maybe 10, and they give you a result right away at the end of it. And so I took this one, I sent it to Jami, she took it, super easy and really spot on. So
yeah, it was perfect for me. Like I filled in all my issues from like 2 years ago, and it said high cortisol. And that's been like one of my biggest things. There's been underlying things, but that's been my biggest like symptom is the high cortisol. And I was like, oh, that was pretty accurate. Yeah. So, and it was accurate for you too, you felt?
Yeah. Low progesterone for me. And that's what I fight for. Yeah.
So that was it's a good starting.
It's a great
point.
It's a great, good starting point. Great, good starting point. Okay. Get me back to my things or I'm going to get lost.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so what we talked about, essential oils are tools to be used with good lifestyle choices. So again, supporting overall, so that we can balance our own hormone systems. Okay, and I think the biggest thing, as I studied each individual symptom, when I looked up adrenals, when I looked up thyroid, when I looked up energy fatigue, when I looked up just crazy hormones, all of it came back to stress. And so I just went down this stress rabbit hole. And so I just was looking at cortisol and what it does. And just, let me see what my next slide is, because I think I jumped ahead, which I do. Oh, thank you. There you go. Okay, yeah, that's where I am. Okay, perfect. So it's affecting our sleep. It's affecting our immunity. It's affecting our energy. I mean, it touches every aspect. So that's where I'm going to start. That's where I'm going to focus. If you already have your kit, I would love if you went and grabbed your kit or just your stress away. So you can get it in a roller ball. That's Jami's. You can just get it in a bottle. So I am going to actually talk about stress away in a little bit. So grab that if you have it. Okay, so when our bodies are in stress, it activates the fight or flight. We've heard that. So it dumps a bunch of cortisol, which Jami has dealt with, into our system. And this is good. This is what's supposed to happen. If there's something stressful, something dangerous, this is what's supposed to happen. This is naturally made that way. The problem is in the culture that we live in is we live in a constant state of stress. We're like bombarded with just stimulus and things and anxieties, and especially as women, like we take on the world. Like I have to take care of all of these things and I have to do it perfectly. And with social media and just all these things, there's like this picture perfect thing we strive for, and it creates so much stress. I mean, I don't know, the first thing in the morning, what do you think? Oh my gosh, I have all these things to do. I better check my social media. I better do this. And you start out before you even out of bed in a state of stress. And so take that all the way down to the end at night when you're just trying to go to bed. And what are you doing? Me, sometimes I binge watch a show. Like the day was just rough. All the kids were crazy. And it's like, it's a drama. So what's happening? Like my heart rate is up. I am literally still in a stress state. So we just hold our bodies in this constant state of stress. So
well, and I think too, like I don't think I was accurately looking at stress. So when I first went to my doctor 2 years ago, she was talking about stress, and I'm like, no, I don't feel particularly stressed right now. Like I was thinking of it just as anxiety, like just as like, oh, I'm so stressed. And she's like, no, you have 5 young children. Your body is stressed. And so I started thinking through my last 6 years. I had a set of twins. My mom died. I had another set of twins. And then 18 months later, had my baby. And like, obviously there were like the stressful anxiety parts of that. But it's also just, she's like, if you have 3 incredibly busy days where you're running, and then you crash, that's stress on your body, even if you're not feeling the anxiety. And I went, oh, like you're saying, like your heart rate, like that is all stress. Like I would try to push myself at night too much to do more cleaning because that's when I could. But at midnight, then my heart is racing because I pushed myself too much and then I couldn't sleep. So really training myself to rethink about stress has been huge because I wasn't thinking of it in that way.
Yeah, because people are always like, you're so laid back, Eliza. Yeah. I'm like, that doesn't mean that my heart rate isn't up, that I'm not running late. Okay, running late is stress, right? You're like, get your shoes off. What do you can't find your shoes? Like that is the fight or flight symptom. Yeah. You're dumping cortisol into your body and wreaking havoc on everything. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah. So what the cortisol does is it activates your adrenals. And I did not know this until I was researching for this class, but okay, the adrenal, there's a precursor to what your adrenal uses to make hormones, and the same precursor it uses to make cortisol and progesterone. So cortisol is your stress one. You're like, get everything up and moving, and progesterone. With progestins plus progesterone. Your progesterone is your calm down one. Yeah. It's your like, oh, everything's okay. That's the hormone that calms things back down. So if you're in a constant state of stress, your adrenals will only make the cortisol. And
that's what happened to me. I was so low in progesterone. Yes. Because my body was always making cortisol. Yes. Like, and I didn't even know what cortisol was 2 years ago. Like, I didn't know the name. Like, I didn't, it's amazing when you start to really learn some of this stuff. Amazing. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yes. And then I learned that they bind to the same thing. So even if we dump a bunch of progesterone, like, synthetics or something like that into our bodies, the cortisol is still so high, it already took all the things to bind. So it's useless. So we have to start with managing the stress. So that's, oh well, see, I'm gonna jump ahead again.
It's okay, we can go down. We're also gonna cover progesterone. I know we've kind of thrown a lot of terms out, but we're kind of laying the groundwork, and then we're gonna wrap it up as we get.
Yeah, then we'll get real specific about how to help these things.
There's so much. Okay, so let's transition then into why. We talked a little bit, but why do we need to manage
Why?
Stress.
Why do we?
Why is that very key?
Do we go into each thing?
Yep.
See, I already started doing this.
Yep.
Okay, so oh, they can't see this. I'm sorry, you guys. This one says constant adrenal activation, which I've already started going into. So I don't know if you've heard that there's a big buzzword, adrenal fatigue. And that's because your adrenals can only do this for so long before they literally just get out. They cannot do it anymore. So not only are they not making any of your hormones, like everything, I mean, not just like everything being completely out of whack. So that's the adrenals.
So are your adrenals where all of our hormones?
They make all our hormones.
Okay. So
other places in our body do make hormones.
Okay. But if our adrenals are super taxed, then they're not able to.
Yes, and they make all the hormones. Yeah, and other places do make hormones as well, but they're kind of one of our main hubs. Yeah. Okay, so if we have a constant amount of stress, it also affects our thyroid. So it says thyroid, just hold off. We have a big anxiety thing going on over here. We're really stressed out. I need you to just stop for a minute so we can handle this. So two things happen. Sometimes then it will stop. Or the body will say, oh my gosh, now we need energy, go, 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 thyroid. So we'll get a hyperthyroid that will crash, or we'll get a hypothyroid, which means it's stopped in this, like our body's told it, wait a minute, too many times that it just can't start itself again. So stress affects our thyroid. So both too much and too little, depends on which way your body is going.
And our thyroid's a huge production of energy.
Yes.
Like that was one of my huge struggles was energy. Was like being like, I couldn't get out of bed. Like, I mean, that's pretty major. That affects.
Yes. And I can instantly tell when my thyroid is off. And I wanted to challenge. Some people are like, well, my thyroid numbers are normal, but I'm so exhausted. And the normal range is really large. And whose normal is it?
Yeah.
Whose normal is it? So even if your thyroid levels are normal, if you're having symptoms that relate to thyroid, I would support it. I would say, okay, let's try this. Let's see, maybe it is my thyroid. And a lot of times you'll get a really good, like that's an easy to tell. That's an easy to tell one. So lack of energy, temperature instability. So slow thyroid is more common. So I'll kind of talk to that. You're always cold, always cold. Chronic fatigue, constipation, hair loss. There was some more that I was putting out over here, but I mean, just like dry skin was one of them. And then it will start to affect your mood. Depression is huge. Depression and anxiety are huge when your thyroid is off. And that's actually one of my first symptoms. When I'm feeling like my moods are getting really low, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not supporting my thyroid well enough. So that's a big clue for me.
Well, and one thing I love about talking about these topics, when we're talking about naturally supporting our bodies, is we're doing stuff that's good for your thyroid no matter what.
Right.
So like we're not saying like it's not going to the doctor and getting a thyroid medication that if you don't need it, it's going to be bad for you. This is stuff that's naturally helping to support our body, like taking vitamin C is good for you. Whether or not you're low in it, stuff like that. That's what I really love.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Support a thyroid.
Yes, it's always going to be good. And so I love that it's helping support. It's all good stuff that we're helping to support.
And as we go through like our thyroid support stuff, most of it kind of supports the adrenals too. Because really, if you're talking about plant-based stuff, it's supporting the body as a whole. So it's not just like, I'm only supporting one body system. It's supporting the body as a whole. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about this already. That's hormonal imbalance. The adrenal glands can either produce cortisol or progesterone. So that's where we're going to get like that huge imbalance with progesterone. I don't talk about it in this class, but there are also, if you are high in estrogen, that will decrease your progesterone too. And a lot of that comes from the environment. So as a general rule in this culture, we're going to be low on progesterone. High in cortisol, low on progesterone, or high on estrogen. That's kind of the normal. Yeah. Okay. So immunity, we talk about that. So stress lowers your immune system, which makes us more prone to autoimmune diseases. And I mean, you just watch now in the media and your friends, and these just being more and more common. These autoimmune disorders, your immune system is not being able to function appropriately. And so stress is really where you start to help support your immune system.
Yeah, when I first had my first kind of blood drawn and everything 2 years ago, she looking at all my blood work, she's like, you're on the road to an autoimmune disorder. Like if we don't get a handle on this, there's much, much worse debilitating things down the road if your thyroid and your adrenals and stuff are this underperforming. Like
Interesting.
You're on the road to it, and you need to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's like,
and even if you're already there, even if you already have an autoimmune disorder, this is still for you.
Oh yeah.
Because we can bring the body back into balance, and you can have the immune system start working better, and so all those things. So if you're already there, hope isn't lost. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Okay, sleep issues. I cannot tell you how important sleep is. Do we do sleep later?
We talk about remedies for sleep.
Okay, perfect. So sleep and stress are kind of the same thing. Like sleep affects everything. And while you sleep, your body regulates its hormones. So I thought it was really interesting. That's on my next page. Sleep actually regulates our emotions, our mood, our energy, our appetite, and our blood sugar. So at night when we're sleeping, our body regulates its like hunger and blood sugar type things. And so if you're not sleeping well, you're going to wake up hungry, you're going to eat more, there's going to be weight gain, metabolism issues. So it kind of falls into all of that. But like you were saying with your cortisol, you were telling me you couldn't sleep because your cortisol was up. And so balancing those two together, like teaching your body, this is our awake time, this is our sleep time, like balancing those two things together, like trickle down effect, will touch all of our hormone type issues.
Well, and like, so with cortisol, what was happening to me, and this happened to a lot of people, is my cortisol was being flipped. So like at night after dinner, I could feel like my cortisol going up and up. And that's when you get that tired but wired, like that shaky, like I was exhausted and my mind's like, bing, like could not sleep, like my heart is racing, like, and I'm laying in bed like I just ran a marathon. So what's supposed to happen is in the evening, your cortisol is supposed to go down, 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 down until it hits the lowest point of the day. You sleep, and then while you sleep, because sleep is so restorative, your cortisol builds to the morning where it's supposed to be at its highest. Whereas then I would wake up in the morning and I was opposite, and my cortisol was rock bottom and I couldn't get up. I was exhausted because I wasn't sleeping throughout the night. So like that, for me, that was a really root issue for all of my other issues. Being able to start sleeping through the night without having that restlessness all night. Right there is one of the main things that helps, because then
your body can do what it's supposed to do.
For me, I'm really, really low on progesterone and testosterone. And my body can't have that, like it can't start building those up if I'm not sleeping at all. So it's like I had to cut off that negative feedback loop somewhere. And like the sleep was a big one for me, that if I could just start getting a little bit more, a little bit better quality, then it affects everything. Like
just slowly starting to shift back to, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, last one.
Unstable blood sugar. I kind of did touch on that already, because because I touched on it with sleep, but with stress. So stress dumps blood sugar into your body.
That's interesting.
Because you need the energy to run or fight, right? So the high cortisol dumps blood sugar into your body, or sugar into your bloodstream. Sorry, let me clarify that. And then your body has to dump all its insulin in to get it reabsorbed. And so you're overtaxing that process. And so that's where you're going to get unstable blood sugars. Like, oh my gosh, it's so low because I just dumped so much insulin because I had way too much sugar. And then, oh my gosh, it's high because I'm under stress.
That's what I do.
All the sugar.
Back and forth.
And that's where you're getting like the cravings at 3 o'clock. Like, I just need sugar, because you're like so low, and then you eat your sugar and you're like, so, and then it crashes. So you're taking yourself on this roller coaster that is not effective.
Which then again affects everything. It's so interesting how weird. Like then that it's a whole cycle. Like it is everything together. And in our Western medicine, we want to just treat like the one symptom.
You have blood sugar issues. Let's treat your blood sugar. It's like, no, let's treat the root of it, which is probably stress and lack of sleep.
And you're not going to do much if you're only treating that. You really got to, it's a whole body thing. And that's what's been really helpful for me to understand that and treat the whole thing as one. It is one issue.
It is one issue.
And it's all these different symptoms. Like it is all related. Like our bodies are one thing. And so it's
crazy. I know.
Okay. So we've talked about stress, what it does on the body. This is the part you guys have been waiting for. Let's get practical. What are some things that we can do to really help?
Okay. So we're going to talk about stress. It's funny because I never liked this oil. Jami is like,
I love it. It's got like vanilla tones in it. Oh my gosh, it's so
It took me a long time. Like it's my husband's favorite oil. He would open
so he likes it.
Oh, like he'll like drink this.
Oh, I would like drink it. I'm totally the same.
And he would like open it in the car. I'm like, could you not put that on outside the car? Like I hated the smell of it.
So funny.
And now like my body craves it. So sometimes those like off-putting smells doesn't necessarily mean that you don't need it or that your body shouldn't have it. It just means that you just got to get used to it and figure out like, well, it works and why it works. Now I love it. But anyways, so, okay. There's so many oils, especially in the kit. They're good for relaxing. There's peace and calming. There's valor. Frankincense is a favorite of mine. Lavender, a lot of people like lavender just for calming. But Stress Away actually physiologically lowers your stress response. So it's going to bring down your blood pressure. You can't see the picture. When you see the picture, Stress Away and a blood pressure. I actually did an experiment on people. They would come over, they would tell me stressful stories. I would take their blood pressure. It would be high. I would use Stress Away on them, wait a few minutes, take it again. And it literally physically lowers your blood pressure. So I'm not saying like if you have chronic high blood pressure, you should get off all your meds and try this. This will still help, even if there is a chronic. But it does. It physiologically lowers it. It lowers your heart rate, and it deepens your breathing. So you're getting oxygen back into your body. I put it on my way here. So let's get practical. How do you use this? One, you keep it in your purse.
Yeah,
you keep it in your purse.
So I have a roller ball of Stress Away.
Yeah.
And I just pulled it out of my purse. Yes. This goes everywhere with me. Yeah, this one is one that I love the smell now. Yeah, so even just like, it's my buddy now. Like, I'm like, oh, like you do train your body because I'm like, okay, I love you. Like it really just, that part helps too.
And it's funny, the more you use it, the faster your body gets into a more relaxed mode because you're teaching your body, okay, you're acknowledging, I'm stressed out. I need to take a pause. Use your oil as a tool. So I put it on my pulse points. So I don't have a roller ball, so I don't know if you can tell. I just put a drip there. There's a pulse point in your wrist, and that's where you can feel your pulse. Like you can feel your pulse here. So you put it just gets to your bloodstream faster. You can put it anywhere and it'll get there eventually, but pulse points are fast. There's one behind your ear. Some people like to do it on their temples.
I put it right here. Because then it's just like,
it's like all over, like you can just smell it. Sometimes I'll on my collarbone, obviously there's no pulse point there, but the smell of it I get a lot. This is my diffuser necklace.
I love it.
Yeah, so this is a lava bead. So I'll put Stress Away or frankincense there, and you'll just catch whiffs of it, and it just reminds you to like stop and breathe. Behind the neck too is another pulse point. I feel my hair falling out.
I have leather like diffusing earrings.
Yes,
and
those are great because you
Stress Away all day long. Like all of a sudden I'm in my head and I'm like, oh, Stress Away. Like Stress Away is my favorite one to put on my earrings. I should have worn them today. Okay, thank you. I have somebody asking. Yes, this is a blend. Stress Away is a blend from Young Living. It contains balsam, copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, ocotillas,
which is really good for blood sugar stabilizing. Which is interesting that it's in this blend.
See, it does a lot. So it's good to know. And then in lavender as well. Although I don't smell any lavender. Me either. I'm actually surprised at that. I smell like the vanilla
and lime.
Yeah, and the cedarwood a little bit. And cedarwood's really good for sleep.
Really good for sleep. It's the calming one. It really brings everything down. So, okay. So you use Stress Away when you're going into a situation that you know will be stressful. So you can preemptively tell your body, we know this is going to be stressful. We're going to take a stride. So, so using it before or when you're already stressed out is fine too. So I have a son with some social anxieties. So we use it before we go into the, I cannot tell you the difference it makes for him. It literally it just brings all of this down enough to have a clear mind. Because then
it mutes the outside.
It really does.
Yeah.
And then I can have a conversation with him like, hey bud, I know this is going to be rough. Let's talk through it. Whereas before he'd be like, I'm like, I can't even talk to him.
It takes the edge.
It does. It really brings it down. So keep it in your purse. Put it on your pulse point.
Okay, we have a couple questions on it that we'll go through these ones. Someone says, does it have to be diluted?
No.
Okay.
This I use neat.
Yeah, I use it neat as well.
This one comes diluted.
Oh yeah. And I actually don't notice a difference.
No, there's no difference.
It works really well.
Wait, is this diluted?
I would assume
I might have just lied to you. It doesn't say.
Maybe it's not in the roller ball.
Maybe not. No, I use this neat. It does not have to be diluted. I use it neat on my kid. He's 8.
So Janet also said when you get Stress Away is one of the oils that comes in the starter kit.
Yes.
And so Janet has a good suggestion. You get 2 roller ball fitments with your kit that you can just put straight onto the bottle. You could turn your Stress Away directly into her. Oh, she's got one right here.
Yeah, the one that comes in the kit looks like this. So you can
just put it straight on a bottle, and like this could be your roller ball,
and put it in your purse
straight away. So that's a really good suggestion.
Yeah. Use it on your kids. Use it on your husband.
But if you want to dilute it, and make it stretch even further,
You can.
absolutely do that.
So then I would put it into another roller bottle. I would never dilute into the actual bottle because our essential oils don't go bad. You can sit this on the shelf forever and ever, but once you put a carrier oil in it, the carrier oil will go bad. So I wouldn't dilute like a whole bottle.
Yeah, just do like a roller.
I would like a roller.
Yeah, but that's a good idea for stress away.
I
Okay.
love that.
Okay, is stress away sensitive to the sun?
That's a great question.
I don't think so because there's
citruses in
no
there.
citrus. It's only citrus oils that are phototoxic or photosensitive or whatever they call it. So that's a good question. Okay, we're gonna move through these. Let's not hang too long on these and we'll ask more. Oh, Way's a great one for stress management.
Yes.
And then
I want you to practice with this one. Like open it up, take low, deep breaths.
Okay, I will.
Good job. Put it on your wrist and teach your body to respond quickly to it so that you can bring those cortisol levels down quickly. So the more you use it, and I really think part of it is just the mindful pause and acknowledging like, I need to stop. So practice with this one. Okay, so we're gonna move into sleep because I'm telling you, if we can get stress and sleep under control, the trickle effect into our hormones is gonna be hands down like the most phenomenal thing. So in the starter kit, stress away. We talked about that. You put it on your pulse points or in your diffuser. The diffuser that comes with it is an 8-hour diffuser. You want it to last all night long, okay? So you can put stress away in the diffuser. Peace and calming is another one that is phenomenal and specifically in the diffuser for 8 hours.
I love peace and calming.
Yes.
So when I got my starter kit, peace and calming was not in the starter kit.
Okay.
And so it is now.
It is now.
And I didn't try it for like a year and everybody kept talking about it. So I finally got it. It's what I use every single night for my kids. It smells amazing.
It smells so good.
And it just helps, like, especially on those nights when they're like, putting a little bit behind their ears. Like
and
it is.
Yep.
And in the diffuser, it's well, and it smells amazing. Like,
and that
I love
is
it.
one, test it on your kids. One of my kids does need that one diluted.
Okay.
The other ones don't. So if you're really sensitive, I would maybe dilute that one on a kid. Valor is in there. And Jeannie, can you talk about Valor? Because I think it's funny. Like this is the other thing. Everyone's sleep oil is going to be different.
Yeah.
Stress really works for everyone because there's a physiological like response to it. So that's working for everyone. Sleep for some reason is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's body and sleep responds differently.
And what works well.
What works well. So I know Valor is yours.
Okay. Oh, I didn't bring Valor with me today. So Valor is another one that is now in the starter kit that wasn't when I bought it. They've made the starter kit better and I actually love it now. So Valor and Peace and Calming are the ones you're going to get. So I only just recently tried Valor. Okay. And everybody kept talking about Valor, like helping with courage. And I was just like, some of those more like elusive ones, I'm like, whatever. Like, give me the ones that are going to do something. Like, I'm like, whatever. So I finally tried Valor and somebody was talking about using it for sleep. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll try anything. I got Peace and Calming, stress away. They're great, but I never noticed like a huge effect where I was like, oh my gosh. So I started using Valor. Oh, maybe I do have it. No, I have Valor. I have Valor in the roller ball. And then I also have a bottle of it. So I started using it every single night for like 4 nights. So I put it on my wrists and on my ankles.
Okay, and you put it in a diffuser or just on your
No, I just put it on. Okay. And so I did it for like 4 nights in a row. So I'm like, I'll just try this.
And I like that she said that. Give it a week.
Yeah.
Try each oil. Because you might not notice after one day.
Yeah.
My husband noticed after one day of Peace and Calming.
Yeah.
Like, so if you have like severe insomnia, you might notice after one day. But if you're just like, I don't know, I'm kind of groggy when I wake up, still give it a week to try it. Yeah.
So it was like day 4 and I'm like working and moving and we're doing all this stuff. And in the afternoon, I'm like, Jason, like, I feel so good. And feeling good is a big thing for me. Like, I'm like, I feel like I have so much energy and I must be sleeping so well at night. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's the Valor. And like the Valor has actually had one of those moments for me where I'm like, this works so well. Like when you just really feel it. And that's when I get excited. So like Valor is my go-to now for night. Like Jason uses it now too, because we both love the smell.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so Valor for me is my sleep oil.
And frankincense is mine.
Yeah.
And Peace and Calming is my husband. So just, you have tons in the kit to try. Tons.
Those are all.
Stress Away, Peace and Calming, Valor, lavender. Put it in your diffuser. People love lavender. You can make combos of them if you want. Frankincense is my go-to though.
And those are all in the starter kit, by the way.
Yes.
All of those.
Yes. And then Citrus Fresh, which is surprising. Like people wouldn't normally think about Citrus Fresh as a sleep oil, but people with insomnia actually say Citrus Fresh in their diffuser helps them stay asleep.
So interesting. Never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Yeah.
So anyways, try them. And there's lots of other sleep oils too. So if one of these don't work for you, that's fantastic. That's okay. Hit up Jami or I, and we'll give you lists of some others to maybe start pulling in and trying. Cedarwood is a big one. Actually, when we talk about Justin's Plus, that actually helps with sleep too. So
this is interesting. Okay, so Janet said, my best friend suffered from severe anxiety for years, and after using Valor for 2 months, she stopped taking her anxiety medication and was able to control her hormones, causing anxiety naturally. Valor, really good one. So I don't actually have Valor. Someone's asking what's in it. I don't have Valor here with me, but it has blue tansy. It has a couple other things. So we can
have it with me. I think it's in the car.
I can look it up and put it. Yeah, I'll put it in the comments. So okay, for sleep, let's talk about one of our favorite suggestions.
Detox bath is one of the absolute best ways to get your body in the most sleep. Epsom salt has magnesium in it, which is good for sleep. So 2 cups of Epsom salt, 3 to 5 drops of your favorite oil. Okay, so you put the oil into the salt and mix it into the salt, and then dump the salt into your bath. So a mistake I see people do is dump their salt in their bath and drip oils right on top. But if you know oil and water, then your oil literally disperses and just sits on top of the bath. It's not getting into the water. So peace and calming is the big one that people use for baths. Lavender and frankincense together is phenomenal for sleep. For a detox bath.
That's what I usually do is frankincense and lavender. I've never done peace and calming though. I would love it. I know. I would love that.
And I'm sure Stress Away would be amazing in a bath too.
It would be. I need to go home and take a bath now.
Yeah. So that's a great way to just wind down, really knock out your cortisol. And then do not get out of the bath and pick up your blue light. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't clean something. Don't go clean something. Don't turn on the TV and watch the high stress drama that's going to get your cortisol back up. So really be mindful. Keep the lights low. Get in your detox bath. Like teach your body, cortisol, we're done. We're going to sleep well. We're going to let our body heal while we sleep. It's amazing. It's amazing to wake up refreshed. It's weird. Okay. We're going to move into thyroid. I want to read verbatim what my guide says about Endoflex, because we're going to talk about Endoflex. This is a beautiful blend that may help provide overall balance and support to the endocrine system, and may work to improve the vitality of the body, and may support the pineal and pituitary glands, parathyroid, thymus, and adrenal glands. It may also help alleviate hot flashes and stimulate loss by improving metabolic function, and may support the thyroid for metabolic and hormonal balance. So that's the essential oil reference guide. It's a little sciencey, but it's my go-to. I love to read it because I'm a nerd. Anyways, we were talking. If you go to the doctor and you're like, oh, your thyroid's low, let me do thyroid medicine. Oh, your adrenals are shot. Let's work. Like this says it supports all of the things. Pineal, pituitary glands, your thymus, your adrenal glands, your metabolism, and your thyroid. It's just overall helping your body balance itself. So that's Endoflex. I'm sure people are going to ask what's in this. Spearmint. This one, it comes pre-diluted. Has sesame seed oil. I dilute it more though because I like to use a roller, and you end up getting a lot more oils out with that. So I like it diluted because I don't want that much of the oil on, but I like to use the roller. So I do dilute mine again. Sage is in here. Geranium, myrtle, which is really good for myrtle's. I have ovarian cysts. Myrtle's really good for that. It's interesting that it's in here because that goes off of your hormones. So that makes sense that this would be in here. Matricaria? What is that? Oh, chamomile. It's a chamomile. And nutmeg. Okay, nutmeg is the one that we talk about a lot for adrenal support. And it's an energizer. So let's talk practical. Okay. I know we use this differently. Yeah, we do. Exactly. Yeah. Because I can never remember to use anything. So all I do is I put it on my changing table. It's the only place in the day that I know I will continually go to. And you can I roll this right on. I roll it right on my thyroid. It has a really strong smell that I love. I love the smell of it. But if I'm going out and I'm like, well, I don't really want to smell like that, you can put it on your inner ankles, or you can put it on your adrenals, which is just above your kidneys. So any of those places, you just roll it on. And I use it once a day. Sometimes I use it twice a day. Sometimes if I'm really tired, I'll put it on again. Yeah, this is actually one that I've started carrying in my purse with me. Oh, that's smart. So like I'll take it with me. Well, now I have like my cute little roller ball. That's so funny. I'll take it with me when like I'm just out. Like if I know I'm going to be out all day long, I end up using it like in the afternoon, and I love using it for that. Okay. Like so your energy slump time. And I just feel like it gives me like a little boost. Like it's just I like nutmeg. I bet you anything. It's one of these oils
that I started using, and I just was like, oh, like I just noticed shattering, but like this is helping. Like, and now like I can feel like my body craves it, and I totally love it. So this is something we're going to talk about at the end. But one of the bonuses is this beautiful, I don't know if you can see how pretty this roller ball is. It's yellow at the bottom with purple. This is a pre-diluted roller ball for you that has EndoFlex with some added nutmeg to like bump up that nutmeg a little bit, that you can just take in your purse, throw with you. And I'm going to send you guys one of these. You get a new starter kit that's already, yeah. I love nutmeg. It smells so good. So this is one of those that like is just ready to go for you. You can take this, start using it. I always just do it right on my thyroid right here, and I love it. So it's been awesome. Okay, so now next topic, let's talk about progesterone. Okay. This is a big one for people. Yes.
Yeah. And we talked a little about as a culture why us women in general are going to be on progesterone. So there's the what do you call them? Environmental hormones that are all usually estrogen based. So if our estrogen is higher, progesterone is going to be low. We talked about the chronic stress. If our cortisol is high, our progesterone is going to be low. And so most women need more progesterone in this culture. So did we talk about symptoms? Like what is this? What are the symptoms of low progesterone? Did we talk about that?
Not really.
I have a list, so let me get to it. I feel like we might have.
Oh, here it is. I've got it on the next.
Oh, perfect. Slide. I thought so. Okay, so signs and symptoms: decreased libido, fatigue, bloating, weight gain, cysts, endometritis, infertility, adrenal fatigue, thyroid issues. See, we're looping back again, you guys. We're going to hit all the same things. PMS, irregular, heavy cycles or lack of cycles, and skin issues. I always forget to mention skin issues, but a lot of hormonal acne is progesterone imbalance.
That's so interesting.
It's super interesting. So, I mean, I don't know what women cannot relate to any of these.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's crazy. Okay, so we talked about estrogen dominance. I skipped ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so there are different ways of using progesterone. And it's interesting because there's a pharmacist that talks about Progestence Plus, and she was saying that there's not a lot of studies on wild yam progesterone, not a lot of conclusive studies. It's really hard to study something like that because it's wild and you can't like recreate it exactly. You can't be like, well, how much did you take? I don't know. I put a couple drops. Like it's really hard. So there's not a lot of like hard studies on the effectiveness of it, but there are tons of hard studies on the safety. So it's safe.
Yeah.
Safe.
Yeah.
So use it, try it. And the like just the testimonials of it are off the charts. This helps so many women. And I think a lot of it, like sometimes it's really hard to get it to absorb, but I think a lot of it is the oils that they couple it with really help it penetrate and absorb. And so it's a useful progesterone versus some creams where you put it on there and it doesn't penetrate, it doesn't absorb. You're not going to get an effect from it. Well, you get an effect from it.
And one thing I really love about this is it's like super affordable because you only are using 1 to 2 drops. Like I feel like I should use half the bottle, like at once. You know what I mean? But you need 1 or 2 drops. Like I'm always like more. Yeah, and then you only use it. We're going to talk about when you use it, but you only use it for half the month, and so it becomes like something that's really affordable. So for me, when I first 2 years ago, when I was first had all my blood work done and stuff, my testosterone and progesterone were like non-existent. And so we did start bioidentical hormone cream just to like immediately jump in. And it is helping, but when you're doing the bioidentical cream, it's just adding hormones to you. It's not helping your body produce it on its own. So that was just an immediate like emergency. I couldn't get out of bed. Like it was really bad. Like I wasn't functioning. Like Jason was taking care of the kids. So like this was like emergency. And then 6 months later, we weaned off of it completely. And I started using this to help my body be able to produce it on its own. And then a year later, when I had everything rechecked after that, my progesterone levels are great. And now it's producing it on its own. I'm not on medicine forever. And this is way cheaper than my progesterone cream was.
So she talked about using it cyclically. So you use it on day 14 to day 28 of your cycle. So day 1 is the day you start your period. So that's when your So then day 14 would be when you're ovulating. And so if you have a normal 28-day cycle, if you don't, and you know, like, oh no, I ovulate on day 10, that's when you would start using this. You start using it on the day you ovulate. So you use it for half your cycle. So 2 drops. This has cedarwood in it, which does actually help with sleep. So I only use it at night. Some women use it in the morning. And sometimes when I'm having one of those like really high stress, really cranky days, I will use it in the day.
That's what I did yesterday. I used it in like the morning, and then I used it before bed. Like I actually use it twice that day, which I don't normally.
I don't normally either.
But it was a day that like I like my body was like, I need it. Like and I was like, okay.
And it's funny to hear us say, oh, we knew our body needed it. But as you like tune into your body and you use it and you're like, oh, and you forgot a day or 2 or 3 and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel different. And then you start, your body kind of starts telling you like how much it needs. And some women use 4 or 5 drops at night. Some women use 1. So it you just start with 1 or 2. And if you feel like you need more, you go up. If you feel like that's enough, you stay there. It really is just each person's body responds to it differently. So I rotate the side I use it. So sometimes it's on my forearm, 2 drops on my forearm. Sometimes I put 2 drops on my ankle. I know women like to put it on their chest just because they like the smell of it. So I just kind of rotate where I put it, just so like one spot isn't becoming oversensitized to it. So listen to your body. We talked about that. Okay, so the thing, like, there's specifics. Like, if you're just newly pregnant and you have a history of lots of losses, like early miscarriage, this is, your doctor is going to put you on progesterone. Because what your progesterone does is it builds up the lining of your uterus so that you can hold on to a baby in there. So if you're having multiple losses and you go into your doctor, they're going to put you on progesterone shots usually, or other forms of it. So this is safe to use when you're pregnant. And actually, if you're having a hard time getting pregnant or have had multiple early losses, this would be something that I would maybe even use every day. Maybe I wouldn't cycle it for a while. Maybe you're super, super low in progesterone and you need to really build it up before you start like cycling with it. So I actually, when I first started using it, I used it every single day. Low progesterone is my thing. And so now I'm just now starting to use it with my cycle, and it seems to be going fine. Like, again, I'm listening to my body. If I feel like it's not enough, I'll go to every day again. So it is safe for pregnancy. Because I know these were some specific questions, right? Yep. Safe for pregnancy, safe for postpartum. What happens after you have your baby? Progesterone is the pregnancy hormone. That's what it's known as. After you have your baby, progesterone tanks. I mean, like gone, gone. And that's where postpartum depression comes in, and the baby blues, and those crazy mood swings that nobody knows that they should talk to you or not. That's your progesterone tanking. So it's really nice to use this postpartum.
So then it's good for breastfeeding.
It's fine for breastfeeding. Okay, it does have peppermint in it. A very small amount of peppermint, and it can affect milk supply. So I am actually very, very sensitive to peppermint, very sensitive. Like I can't use Digest when I'm breastfeeding because it knocks out my milk supply, but I can use this. So again, just be mindful of your own body, be mindful of your milk supply. So that's just, but it is safe to use while you're breastfeeding, and actually really good right after you have your baby to kind of try to stabilize some of that progesterone. PCOS is another one. Literally, your body does not make progesterone at all if you have PCOS. So that would be another one where you might need to be 4 drops in the morning, 4 drops at night, every single day.
And is this one that would be good for menopause as well?
Really good for menopause. Okay. So this is the one like I have hot flashes, like 45 hot flashes a day. I cannot function. This is the one that will help with that. It's really, really good for hot flashes. And PMS, if you have PMS, that's a symptom of low progesterone.
So like this is an oil for all women. Like this is like one of those that's like, doesn't really matter what you have. Like this is going to help support.
Yes. Especially in this culture where we're just chronically low progesterone.
Okay, so here I'm going to show you guys this little handy dropper bottle. I don't know how well you can see this. These are awesome. It's got an actual like dropper on this. So this is with the other bonus that I'm going to send you. This little guy, I've been using this, so it's down a little bit. This is going to be 2 months worth of Progestence Plus.
If we're using it cyclically.
If you're using it cyclically. Or you can use it for a month. This is one of the things I'm going to send you so that you don't have to go out and buy a bottle in addition to your starter kit. You can try this out for 2 months and see what it does for you, which is awesome. So this is one of the bonuses that I'm going to send along with your roller ball of the EndoFlex. Like these are the 2 good ones in addition to the starter kit. You have all that other stuff we've already talked about in your starter kit. Yes. These ones that are going to be really helpful. Okay, so the last thing we'll cover, actually, why don't you let's show those supplements. We were going to talk about supplements a little bit more throughout this.
I do want to talk about that. So I think that
let's do it quick though, because we've got a lot of ground to cover. So
we've basically given you 4 things to tangibly do right now today. Stress away. Let's start managing your stress. Find your sleep oil. This is your homework. You're going to put stress away in your purse and use it to manage your stress. You're going to find the sleep oil that works for you, and you're going to work on getting your sleep under control. Endoflex to support thyroid and adrenals, and Progestin Plus to kick up our progesterone and get our hormone making back in balance. Because this isn't making your body do something it doesn't already do. This is balancing, supporting your body so it can do what it's need to do. Okay, so I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but I am going to talk about a few other things that we really like that you can eventually add. They're not necessary. This is enough for a good start. Okay, Super B, the most amazing B complex. It has every single B vitamin. You can't find a B complex that has all of them. And then it's coupled with nutmeg. And we talked about nutmeg. That's awesome. That's your energy. That's your adrenal support. And then they also make it, there's really cool studies on pairing a supplement and essential oils and the way the body can absorb it. So you're not paying out all your money.
Yeah. You're actually absorbing it and using it.
Yes. Thyromin, if you know thyroid is one of your things, Thyromin is phenomenal. So I actually had a diagnosed low thyroid, work, meds. I used Thyromin instead. And then they tracked me because they didn't know I wasn't using the meds. My doctor's watching. Sorry about that, but it worked. So they tracked it. My numbers came back into normal. But more than that, my energy came back up. So if you know thyroid is something, Thyromin would be one I would absolutely, 1 bottle lasts you a month, you take 2 at night. It's phenomenal. I notice a difference. This one with breastfeeding, I can't do because it has a lot of peppermint. But if you're not sensitive to peppermint, then
you could try it.
You could try it. Okay, multigreens is just, it has so many things in it, but it specifically increases the effectiveness of Thyromin. So
it's a good one to get together.
People are going to want to know what's in here, but I don't know if we have time.
You know what? You guys can join our free Facebook group. You can ask all these questions. Okay.
Yes, please ask all these questions.
Yeah. So I know we've covered a lot. Yeah, we're going to talk one more because this is a good one. This is a good one to talk about.
Okay.
This one is actually a new one to me.
Yeah.
I haven't used it before, so I'm really excited.
I'll make you one.
I'm just going to steal her rollerball.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, then I'll make
me. Okay, so talk about this last one.
I've had this for years.
Really?
Yes, because I was like, energy. If I forgot my cup of coffee, which I actually don't drink caffeine anymore. That's another thing, ladies. I'm having a tired morning. Should I use my energy oil? I had no concept of what it was. No.
This oil is called energy.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
It's energy. So you know what for.
Right. But the funny thing is, it's actually formulated for adrenal support. And you're supposed to use it every day to support your adrenals. So that's why, hence my roller bottle. Before I get up in the morning, I haven't used this one yet because I just made it today. You roll it on the bottom of your feet.
It smells really good.
And go about your day.
I actually really like it.
And you're supporting your adrenals. So I'm super excited about this because it's been on my shelf for so long.
I'm going to order it. Okay, so this is one that does not come in your starter kit.
No,
however, if you order your starter kit today, we're going to talk about this. I'm going to make a second roller ball. I have another one that's pink and orange. It's just like this, but pink and orange. It's beautiful. I don't have it with me. I'm going to make you a pre-diluted, ready to go roller ball of energy as well.
Okay, so then you're getting the thyroid support and the adrenal support and the hormone support.
Plus everything that's in your kit, which includes Stress Away that we love. It includes Thieves, which we love. Stress Away, Valor, everything. Frankincense, which is a really expensive oil. So that one's always nice to get. Okay, so what we're going to do is I want you guys to start putting in and asking your questions. We're going to do the diffuser giveaway in about 5 minutes. I know. So we're going to do the diffuser giveaway in about 5 minutes. But right now I'm going to tell you really fast about this kit that I keep talking about. So Young Living has a starter kit that has all the oils we've talked about. It actually has 12 different oils. I'll list them off for you in just a second. But when you take the price of the starter kit, this is really the best. It is the best deal. When I first started looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, the starter kit becomes a no-brainer, especially with these things that I'm going to give you. So with 12 oils, just if you're looking at the oils that are in the starter kit, it breaks down to $13.75 per oil. So you can get Valor, you can get Thieves, you can get frankincense, and it comes out to just $13.75 per oil. And you get a free diffuser in your kit. Plus you get 2 of the roller ball tops that we talked about that you can stick right onto a thing. You're going to get
You got some ninja samples.
2 packets of these.
Yeah.
You're going to get a Thieves spray bottle, a Thieves hand sanitizer. You get a bunch of extras as well, and the free diffuser. So you're going to get all of that stuff, which right there, they really do make the starter kit awesome. Like, it's a good deal just to get that in and of itself. And then, so I'll say really fast the oils that are in it. It's Valor and Peace and Calming, which are the new ones they just added. It has peppermint on its own, lemon, which I use for cleaning. I go through lemon like crazy. I use lemon for everything.
It's amazing to your body.
Oh,
and making your body more alkaline instead of acidic.
See, there's so many good things.
So many things.
A bottle of Thieves.
That's your immunity.
Digest, which is really good
All
for
things
stomach
digestion.
issues, gas, all that stuff. We go through Digest a lot. Citrus Fresh, which we talked about helping to be calming and sleep. Pan Away, which is amazing for like muscle aches and pain and stuff like that. You're gonna get frankincense, which is just good for everything in the world. Lavender, which is really good for like cuts and stuff too. Let's take that pain away. Raven, which
respiratory
is respiratory. Okay.
Yeah. Phenomenal respiratory support.
And
like
then,
asthma support.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like really good.
And then Stress Away, which you already know that we love.
Away.
Okay. So that becomes like an amazing deal. What I'm also going to add on for you guys are these awesome extra bonuses. I haven't even talked about all of them. Okay. I'm going to send you this book, Taming the Dragon Within, How to Balance Women's Hormones with Essential Oils. This copy is actually for you. I got it for you. I forgot to tell you. So she's very excited.
Well, because she can get them and you can't get them. I don't know how you can get them.
I have a wholesale account. They're like $30 on Amazon. When you just go to Amazon, I'm like, $30. Okay, so anyway, so I'm gonna send it to you, but it has
doing research.
She's gonna disappear. But it has like so many recipes. It has like protocol. Like if you want to dive into, okay, I have high estrogen, this book's gonna be a great little resource. It's also not super overwhelming, which is really nice. I'm gonna mail you this.
Not this one.
Not that one. Don't worry. I'm gonna mail you the ready to go rollerball that has Endoflex with added nut in a carrier oil. You can start rubbing it on and go. I'm gonna send you 2 months worth of Progestins Plus, and then I'm also gonna send you the other cute little rollerball of the energy oil. So you're gonna get all 4 of these completely free when you get your starter kit today. I should mention, you have to order your starter kit by tonight for the energy, okay? Email me if you have any questions with that. The last free thing that I want to tell you is that if you sign up for Essential Rewards today with your starter kit, you're also going to get a free 15 milliliter bottle, one of the big bottles of citronella. Yeah. So citronella is by itself is actually just a really good smelling oil. You can diffuse it on its own.
Purifies the air.
Yeah.
It stinks out.
Yes. So it's good for everything. But I mean, for summer, you can make an amazing bug spray. I actually have a really good bug spray recipe that uses the oils from your starter kit, plus adding in the citronella. I should have brought my bottle of citronella. So if you sign up for Essential Rewards, it's one of the steps during checkout. What it's going to do is it's going to have you set up your order for next month. So this is like signing up for like the monthly subscription box kind of thing. And I'll go into you get a bunch of perks with that. It can be a really neat way to do it. But if you sign up today, you're going to kind of like pre-set up your box for 30 days from now. You're going to get a free citronella in your order. You don't pay anything extra today. If within those 30 days you decide you don't want to continue with Essential Rewards, you can cancel it pretty easily. So it's not like you're locked in and have to do it, but you do get that free bottle of citronella, and then we can talk about the benefits if it would be helpful for you to do Essential Rewards and all that later on. But then you have 30 days to decide. Free bottle of citronella added to your account. Yes, it's perfect for summer. You can do so much with it. So that's going to give you another bottle that's worth $20 for free. So you're getting all of this with just the starter kit. If you guys scroll down below, you can see my link where you guys can go over and check it out. But that's all of like the crazy bonuses. If there's so much stuff. If we want to start looking through questions, and I'm going to pick the diffuser winner. Okay, so this is my favorite diffuser. It's called the Desert Mist Diffuser. It has a bunch of different lightings in it. This is actually the diffuser that you get with your starter kit. It is beautiful. I love this thing. I love it. It's my favorite diffuser I've ever had. I know. I can't
show the
believe.
picture again. Yeah, so someone wasn't here earlier.
So show the picture. This is what we're giving away right now. I'm going to go through to all the participants who are online. So it's really pretty. It works great like in our living room. Not all diffusers will work well in a larger space. Yeah, and this one works great. Yeah. I've had cheaper ones in the past where like You can smell it if you're like this close to it, but not,
And we all sit around it.
not in the rest of the room. Okay. So, oops.
Oh, I love this. It says Young Living guarantees the quality of their oil. Oftentimes the oil you could buy on Amazon or in the store will not be the oil itself or will be very weak. So even the ones like the Young Living oils you can see on Amazon, you buy these little sets where you can snap the top back on and make it look like it wasn't opened.
Oh.
And so they'll be diluting it significantly. So you're not getting what you paid for. That's interesting.
Janet says Desert Mist is absolutely the best Young
that.
Living diffuser. I have 4. That's awesome. I have 2. She has 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you really need one for every room.
You do. I kind of do have
Okay.
one in every room. So I don't know how to it says, can we still participate if we are already in ER? I know you were doing something if you process your ER.
Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky. If you're already on my team and you're already like enrolled under me and you process 100 PV order this month, anytime in the month of June, I'm going to send you these bonuses for free. Okay, so that's already on my team. Then yeah, just process 100 PV.
I know you had a form. It's on Facebook, right?
Yeah. I have a form that I'll send to you. Reach out to me. You can put your information in, and then I will send these because I don't want you guys to miss out on this. I want you to be able to get these. You already got this book last month in your order. Those have not shipped out yet. They're coming. You are going to get it, I promise. And then you're also going to get these bonuses as well. If you're part of a different Young Living team, we can talk afterwards. Okay.
So breast milk production is a good one. I have a roller bottle that I made. It has fennel and geranium, but I know fennel alone is really good for it. And if you have capsules internally is probably the fastest way to get increase in milk supply. So like 4 drops a couple of times a day in a capsule with fennel. And then you can't ingest geranium, but I have a roller bottle with fennel and geranium, and I just roll it on the milk ducts. And that helps too. Internally definitely help. I see bigger result, but you can do both.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm just doing like a random thing to be able to pick the winner. Okay.
I'm not good at reading through these questions.
Okay, I'll get to those in a sec. Okay, so.
Oh, you already picked one?
Does that sound like, yeah, we did the random thing. Okay, ready? Okay. So this is totally random, you guys, for those that are on, but ready for the, is this a drum roll? We're not very good at it. We need a boy here. Okay, so Brendan Amber Miller. That's
awesome.
The username. You are the winner of the diffuser. Okay, so Brendan Amber Miller. So this is Amber Miller. I'll get your information from you afterwards.
We'll be back to you in a little bit.
I'm trying to screenshot this so I can have it. So you are the winner of the diffuser. So congratulations on that. Okay, now that I'm not distracted, let's go ahead and go through some of these questions here. We'll hang on for a few more minutes. I know we kind of went over time a little bit.
Not bad.
No, we're pretty good. But if you guys have like all your questions too, you can email me later. Like I'm going to send out the replay of this video. So if you guys missed anything, you will get the replay. I'm going to send you out our slides, and then I'll send you out like graphics and information on all these businesses. I know you're going to need to think through it, figure out, all that. I will send all of that to you guys in that. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay, Midnight Clear said, so I could get the book too. I don't need to be entered in the drawings because I'm a YL member. So
I think people are wondering if they can order the book through you.
Yeah, so you guys can go on. I can show you the website. Like if you're already a YL member, I can show you guys where you can just buy the book if you want. And if you're already a Young Living member, you can go in and order yourself progesterone, the Endoflex, the Energy. Yeah. You can already go in and get those. Yeah. And then I can tell you guys where you can get these books as well. So come find me and I can tell you guys where to get that book. Okay. Janet said, I'd love to chat with Eliza about Progestins Plus during pregnancy. My midwives made me stop using it due to frequent miscarriages after being on it for a while.
Interesting.
So that's a hard one. I mean, if you're working with a midwife, someone who you really, really trust.
Yeah. If they tell you to stop, then.
Yeah. So listen to them. Everything I've done for, like all the research I've done on progestins, like I've had 2 different doctors and they all say like, progesterone is what it starts to naturally increase as soon as you get pregnant. That's the hormone that starts skyrocketing, and you need really, really high elevated levels to be able to carry the baby to term. Yeah. And so that's what's going to help like boost that. So, but everybody obviously is different in that. Okay. So Kelly said, can you tell about the Facebook group again? Let me link. Oh, it's not going to do it on here. Okay, I'll send a link to you guys in just a second for that one.
It's a good like way to get engaged. Other people kind of chime in too, so it's a good way to get questions answered for sure.
Okay. All right. So is there any other kind of tips you can think about as we're kind of wrapping this up? I think too, like one thing that we didn't really talk about, there was so much to cover in this workshop that we can get into more, is really focusing on our diet and nutrition as well. Nutrition is a really, really big key piece to this, that if we're just eating white carbs, white sugar, empty food, and we're not nourishing our bodies, that makes a really big impact on blood sugar, on stress, on sleep, on all of these imbalances.
Actually, I just was doing some research on gluten specifically, and I'm in the same camp as Jami, like modern day gluten, and how it activates your adrenals to produce cortisol, and it mimics your thyroid hormone. So if you have something in your body that's mimicking a thyroid hormone, it's going to tell your thyroid you don't need any more hormones. So you're going to have your body shutting off its own thyroid just because there's gluten in your system. Actually, if you guys are willing, I would definitely recommend going off of traditional like gluten for, I mean, at least 6 weeks. See what your body does. I mean, it's amazing.
Especially white flour. Like,
yes. Like that's what I mean. Like today,
the processed, like junk, like it makes a really big difference. I for me, diet, making sure that I'm eating really well-rounded meals, that I'm eating a full breakfast, I'm eating a full lunch. Like I get too busy and then it's, 11 a.m. I haven't eaten anything. I'm like, I'll just have another cup of coffee. Like I just like really taking care of myself nutritionally.
It's weird how like I see my body changing when I eat gluten and when I eat sugar. You start to really like tune into your body as you're really like going through this process. You start to really be like, oh, I don't feel quite right when I do that.
When you're paying attention.
So
Janet said, speaking of that, Jami, are you still grain making class?
I do the same.
Yes, it's on the to-do list.
Love this one. The best oil for anxiety. Definitely stress away is huge, because it's the same. When you have anxiety, your heart rate is up, your mind isn't clear, your pulse is up, your blood pressure is up. So that will physiologically bring down all of those things. Another huge one is frankincense under the tongue. You can just smell it from the bottle and put it on you if you really can't tolerate putting it under your tongue. But there is something about getting this into your body as fast as you possibly can. So if I'm having like a true anxiety attack, stress away on my wrist, frankincense under my tongue, valor over my heart. Phenomenal.
That's her protocol.
That's my thing for anxiety.
Okay, so another question we have is, does Ninja Red have any effects on hormones? I love its benefits on energy, but I'm always nervous to add it with supplements and oils I'm specifically using for hormone imbalance. So I take Ninja Red. I actually have mine right here in my bottle. I make like a whole drink of it. I drink this every single day, 2 ounces, which is the same as a pack. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
It's antioxidants. So when you're dumping cortisol, you're getting tons and tons of free radicals literally tearing through your body. So this combats the free radicals. So it actually is directly related to stress management, anxiety, and your body's ability to get the cortisol down, get the free radicals taken care of so that you can make your hormones naturally. I absolutely use it.
So really fast, I was kind of always like, what is this? Like it has like this Chinese like lettering on it. And you're like, what is this thing? So it's based off the wolfberry, which is goji berry. And when I realized that it's goji, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like I was like, there's these like mystery ingredients. Like, what is this? But goji berry, if you do research on goji berry, oh my gosh, there's videos that show within like 30 minutes of drinking goji berry that like your white blood cells are filled, like all of this really cool stuff. There's so much research on goji berry. So it has a bunch of other stuff too in it.
And yes, drink it while breastfeeding.
Yes,
so that was your milk going up. You'll see your energy going up. You'll see, phenomenal good things. No, it does not have to be Vitality to put it under your tongue. The frankincense with the white label and the frankincense with the red label are exactly the same oil. FDA just makes them label them differently. So any oil that has a Vitality counterpart, you can use. So yes, you can use the regular frankincense.
And I'm doing this like 100 years late, but like we're not doctors, you guys. We're not like we should have. She's a nurse.
I'm not a doctor.
But we're not doctors. We're not prescribing. We're not doing anything like that. This is just what we've used for our own bodies to help support our bodies.
Yeah. And I love that Jami actually has a doctor tracking her blood work so that you actually can see that it's working.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just had another follow up like 2 months ago. And it was so amazing to see all of my blood work and for him to compare my blood work from 1 year prior and to go, oh my gosh, like to just see how much. And there were several areas where he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. We didn't talk about cortisol.
I know we didn't. But he was, there were several parts where he was like, certain of like my progesterone and my DHEA specifically, that he was like, what are you using? Because these two specific things are incredibly hard to increase. Yeah. Like these are, I'm shocked that they're this elevated because these are ones that are really hard to correct in your body. Whereas like if you start taking vitamin D, your vitamin D levels are going to go up. Like that's what happens. But there's some of these hormones that can be really, really hard to affect. And so he just was like, what are you taking? This is amazing. And I was like, yes, stuff is working. Like,
and that one was the Cortistop, right?
Yeah, and that was Cortistop. So that's another supplement that comes in one of these bottles. The Cortistop has been really helpful.
And that
for
has
me
progesterone
for sleep.
Okay, and remember we talked about the precursor that the adrenals use. That's progesterone. So progesterone, the adrenals suck up and either make cortisol or progesterone. And the DHEA are those precursors. They're not hormones, but they're what we use to make. So that's interesting.
Oh, there's so much stuff. Okay,
we can do this. We do it in more hour classes right now in a row.
So we would love to know. I know you guys are going to have more questions, and I know there's some specific ones that we mixed because there was so much stuff going on. So please come find us. You can find me on Instagram or her on Instagram or on the Facebook group. You're welcome to ask your questions. So we get nerdy about all this stuff.
We like the questions.
So, but doing this stuff to help naturally support our bodies, like I'm not on any medications at all now. And to see where I've come in the last 2 years, like is absolutely phenomenal to see just how far I've come and like that I have energy and I have life. And I do think it's like every week that I'm like, Jason, I'm like a normal human. Like it's like the afternoon and like I hit that like normal tiredness that you do. I have 5 kids, you know, I hit that normal tiredness. I'm like, oh, like this is just normal. Not like I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I really felt like it was like awful.
Either have to take a nap or die.
Yes. Well, and then take a nap and it didn't do anything and I'm still dead afterwards. Like just so bad. And struggling with like I had postpartum depression every time. And you know, it's just those kind of things that get really tough and they're not normal. They're not normal things that we should live with in our body. They're not, it's a really big byproduct of the worlds that we live in today with all the toxic things and it's just rough. So it's been awesome.
This is just step one. Just step one. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Get your stress way out. Find something for sleep. Use some Progestins Plus and some Endoflex. And then if you know you have diagnosed certain things, you know, take one more step further into those and one step at a time.
Is there a Young Living vitamin D supplement? I believe there.
That's a great question.
Or
someone else asked me that recently.
Or it's in like maybe
I don't know.
If you get the Omega Gives.
I think it's in another one, but I don't think it's separate. Is what I think I figured out.
Yes, but we can look that up for you. We can do more. Somebody was asking about this book. So this book has like so many good protocols. So I was taking so many notes within it. I'm gonna see if there's a table of contents. Maybe not. Maybe it just jumped straight into it. But it covers all of these different issues like cortisol, estrogen and progesterone. When those are not in balance, it goes over low testosterone, because that's one that I was like, didn't even realize that I had and how you can naturally support that. It talks about infertility. It goes into Progestins Plus. So this is Young Living. So it covers Young Living oils, which is really handy. It says troubleshooting Progestins Plus. So like if you've started using it, how do you change it up if it's not working for you? It gives menstrual cycle things so you can understand if you're like, I don't even know when I ovulate. Like this gives you everything. Janet said, yes, Young Living doesn't have vitamin D. It is in the Omega Gives, which omega-3s are something that my doctor wanted me to start on immediately anyway. So Young Living's is a really good supplement for that. And then it talks about troubleshooting menstrual problems, irregular periods, low sex drive, facial hair. I know somebody was asking about that. Heavy bleeding, low milk supply for lactating mothers, what you can do about that. And it just goes into a ton of stuff. So it just has a lot of those recipes and stuff that make it nice and easy. Okay, you guys are amazing that you've hung on here.
Thank you.
If you order your starter kit through tonight, I'm going to send you that rollerball ready to go of energy plus here, all these guys you're going to get. This one in a rollerball. So there we go. So order that through tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And this was super fun. So later this afternoon, I'm going to get all these notes together. I'm going to resend you a video, or I'm going to send you an email that has the links, everything that we talked about, because we covered a lot of ground today, but it was awesome. So thank you guys
Thank you.
so much for hanging out with us. Okay.